Alright, so today's video, we're spectating the Plat 1 tank on PC playing Sigma, Mauga, Hazard, and Zarya on Havana. Description here says, hello, I've been playing Overwatch since release and have become a recent sub to your YouTube channel. I am a Zarya one-trick, 450 hours as tank, but have been slowly learning to adjust because of bans. Feel that Sigma has a lot of tools to deal with a lot of heroes in the game, so I've decided to add them to my hero pool. I would love for you to review this game and give me any insight on what I could have done to win this game when it should have been free, either by playing a better Counterwatch, positioning differently, better cooldown rotations, etc. Usually I just hold W key and play bubble rotations with Zarya to win games, but when it's banned or they keep me discorded, then what? Made some very obvious mistakes like getting hooked off the map, pathing wrong, and not switching to D.Va sooner in overtime versus bashing Hogana. What I'm wanting to learn is the not so obvious things that could have secured this win and allowed me to lead my team to victory. Been hard stuck diamond since Overwatch 2 released and want to improve. Can't help but think, what if I just played only Zarya this game? This is a really good Sigma map. Also, it's interesting you said Bastion and all that. Like, I don't even, like, playing Sigma against that may not be too bad if you have the rotation done correctly. Okay, you're trying to block off sight lines. Again, you don't have to put your shield fully there. Remember, there's a hog to your left. You already saw the hog. Okay. Just want to point out, you tunnel visioned already. You tunnel visioned already there. And, like, that hog didn't get a hook on you, but you could have easily fallen down. Again, if you're going to... I do want to point out, with the current changes to how quickly you can drop your shield and use it, be willing to use it more like a Zarya bubble. Like, use it like more like a Zarya bubble rather than just like leave it in one spot and then just let it break. Because they just changed that recently. It's been really nice. So, this is PC. This is Plat. So far, you're doing fine. You're taking map control. You're going for early damage. So far, everything seems okay. Outside of you just kind of not like really focusing your shield in the right spots. But that just can come with a couple of, like, once that hog hooks you a few times, you might redo your shield timing. You only use shield to block heal. It's not a bad use of it. I mean, that's one of the cool parts about Sigma is the shield can be used in so many different ways. Actually, Sigma's shield, a lot of the time, is used in a way that is, like, the least expected but the best. It's like, you use it for, like, blocking off line of sights and all this stuff rather than using, like, a Rhine. And a lot of people use it like a Rhine, and that's the problem. The Sigma ultimate is... it's working. You gotta watch over the hog hook. I mean, I will admit you are getting away with some plays that... like, be careful of cooldowns, but the hog, you know, had used it. You got the kill, so if it works, right? So far, you've been playing soft. Like, you're not... it's outside of shield management. Just to give you an idea. Banana, thanks to the 50 months of the Prime, so thank you, appreciate it. Thank you, Banana. Using your rock there. Again, I mean, I do the same thing against hogs sometimes, and I just want to disrupt cooldown flow, but so far, so good. I mean, I don't have too much I can give you yet. Yeah, listen, we want to go down to like bait in the hook with Roadhog, etc. Yes, but I also think there's this weird timing up on high ground that if you wait too long, like you just need to put pressure on the hog. I get a little bit like, well, yes, you can bait out that and go for it. I just want to just put damage on him and keep map control. So sometimes I just rock it rather than wait. Again, playstyle preference, I would say at that point. Bounce shots to the doorway is a good idea. Yep. Bounce shots in general, I guess you're right. I guess I'm so used to, like, just kind of always spamming areas that I just kind of forget sometimes when I watch a VOD of that, where you can just, like, you know, shoot shots off the wall. So it is good advice to do that. Like, shoot, you know, if for some reason nothing's happening or behind walls, like, you know, go for some spam. Just like with, like, Wuyang. Like, you see it happen all the time now. Missed your rocks a few, but that's okay. That shield going there is fine. Good block. Well played. You're going to want to take away the angle from Hog here. Okay, the Hog's going to take away the angle themselves, so you're good. This is... okay. I want to kind of give you an idea. I get what you're trying to do when you see the Wuyang ultimate there, but, like, you got to remember, Wuyang ult is better used on mobile heroes, so try not to waste your ultimate there on the Hog. You'd probably be better off, like, just trying to stand in front of the Hog and use your eat, or, like, throw a shield at, like, an angle to, like, disrupt that. It was Nano? Oh. You're right, it was Nano. Yeah, I still wouldn't do that then. This makes it even better for me because I thought they lifted him up because they got Wuyang ult. When I look at that, it's like, why would you ult the Roadhog during that Nano? I don't know. That's how I see it. You're going to be better off just trying to save them other ways. See, you kind of did it right there. Do you see how you're playing more like you're just denying that Hog the ability to get a kill after your ultimate? Like, after, like, that is more of what you could have done, like, without that, is what I'm getting at. you would have ulted the Ana main. Yeah, you would go for like a squishier target or just save it. Right? That's generally what I would go with in that situation, but... Target focus is fine. They have a Zarya. Now you would use your shield behind Zarya a lot. That's what I'd go with. So, I'll give you my playstyle preference here, and it's going to be different for everybody. You can obviously shield off in front of you to help against the Zarya, but like sometimes it's really good to throw the shield behind the Zarya to block the heals, because and you said you're in diamond, tanks can fall over quickly. Like, you're going to get good target focus, so try to put like a shield behind. It can go really, really well. So the Sigma has good supports. I mean, the Sigma does have good supports here for sure. One thing that's been funny though is I feel like I think their Wuyong's trying to use the ultimate on like the wrong heroes sometimes. I know that like mobility, all that. All right, good job. I mean, that was a good start for you, right? Obviously, like, this starts off strong, so I will obviously give credit there. Like, you started off strong here. You're right. I see what you're saying. This is exactly what you don't want to do with Sigma. Like, I know you want to block line of sight for like your teammates here, but like, look at this. Like, it's not as ridiculous as you think it is. Yeah, you're just leaving the shield up. It's such a quick transition on shields now that you can just like basically swap it away. Yeah, I mean, I still use my shield sometimes for players, but yeah, I've generally described Sigma's shield as kind of like a bubble, right? Like, it's good because you say you play a lot of Zarya. Start to like apply the mindset of like, the shield is your Zarya bubble. You can make really cool plays that way, and your shield gets managed really well. So like, use it as like a bubble rather than like just leaving it in a spot AFK for a while. Sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't. But like, whenever I remind people on that, it can be really helpful. Like, you can't, okay, so right there, I saw you turn around here. You can't do anything to this hog. At this point, there's nothing you will do that will be able to help here. You're gonna lose the team fight. The one thing you can do to make it easier for you is just to go for a kill up here. Try to trade a backline, die in the cart. Like, your shield's not going to do anything here. It's going to fall over. So just go in there and try to get a trade. Die in cart, try to go for a kill. I'm just going to watch from this point of view for a second. Like, I know you turn around and you rock the hog, but do you see how you're just falling over? That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like, you just need to backline trade. And that would be the same thing on Zarya. So if you're finding yourself defaulting to back up like that on Zarya, it would go the other way. So you're off Sigma now and you're on Malga. Now, it's interesting because I feel like now you're playing into their team. Outside of, like, it's like you're thinking about the hog, but not the rest of what they're doing. That's the vibe I'm getting here. Because what's going to happen is this. Yeah, you see your HP? So I think what you're doing is you saw the hog doing well, and your response was, let's go Mauga, because they have a hog. I look at that, and I see an Ana, I see a Bastion, and I go, you ain't going to have a good time. Now, keep in mind, earlier I mentioned I actually don't mind Sigma against that comp. If you use your shield properly and you're using it to block off the burst damage when the Bastion goes into turret form, that's good enough. You have your eat, you have that. You have to play around the hog a little bit, yes, but like, this matchup for you on Sigma wouldn't be that bad here. It kind of goes back to what I mentioned of like, use it as a Zarya bubble and you'll start to see more success with your Sigma shields and how you play Sigma. So the Mauga swap is just a little bit interesting because I feel like you're trying to counter one thing, but you're not looking at the overall spot. It's like, and that just happens sometimes, I feel like in 5v5 where tanks get too counter-swappy in the sense of like you're just trying to constantly look at their tank, but you don't look at the overall team fight. You know what I mean? You said Sigma's usually good against most team comps, right? Sigma's good against a lot of stuff in Overwatch. Sigma struggles against rush comps or brawl comps, like Ramatra in-your-face comps, and Sigma struggles against dive comps. But that in-between, which is where Overwatch falls into a lot, especially in ranked, not in pro play, but in ranked, Sigma gets a lot of value because teams aren't playing at that pace a lot of the time. Yeah, you're just standing on card. Yeah. That was interesting to run into him. Yeah, I feel like you're almost outplaying yourself right now. Am I getting that vibe right? Like, it feels like you're just outplaying yourself. I don't even think you should be on Mauga to begin with. Honestly, like, if as somebody who plays a lot of like Sigma or Diva here, I would probably go Sigma still. The only way I would go Diva is if like this hog spends so much time in the back line that like I just don't even have to worry about the hog like turning back to hook me. Good ult. Good ult there though. Good job by you to use that ultimate. So, I mean, Mauga's playable. You just got to do it in the right moments. Like, you can make it work against a hog. I'm saying, like, if you were, like, say they had, like, a Widow on their team who's not hitting shots and, like, a Genji who, you know, is going for backline play. Like, yeah, going Mauga against the hog's fine, right? You can get away with that. But if you're going against a Bastion, an Ana, an Ashe playing back, like, you're going to take way too much poke, so your cardiac overdrive is going to be forced early, and then you're just going to fall over a bit. Like, you're already taking too much, like, right now. Like, you're taking too much poke, in my opinion. You're gonna fall behind on heals here in a second, and then you're going to end up using cardiac overdrive early. Oh, boy, you're going in. Okay. Now you're going to cardiac overdrive, right? Yep, there it is. And then now you're going to get the hog, but now you're purple. Thankfully, their team decided to sit down there, but... Yeah, there you go. Okay. You got the kill on the hog, which I already thought was an ambitious play by you. Good follow-up by your team. The engage was okay, but you don't need to push past and get these kills. So many times, if you just get in the limit Overwatch, you've already won the team fight. I'm not saying just to play passive and every time you get a kill, just, like, stop pushing forward, but, like, play it like they're still 5v5. Like, take your time. Play, you know, or if it's a 5v4, take a slow approach, because then you start to pick people off, and that's how you buy an extra 30, 45 seconds. That's how you win games. Now what? You have to go to the point? Oh, they slept you. Okay, now your Ana has to jump down. Great. Now you're on point. Now everybody on your team who could be on the high ground is forced out, and all stems back to when you went into their spawn doors, and now you're out of any way to, like, prevent them from pushing your team. Probably going to lose this round here because of that. To continue on that, like, advice on the slow play after a pick is that a lot of people, when they get a pick, they're like, okay, we got to go in. And it's not technically wrong to want to go in, but it's like, it's okay to take your time. It's what, a 12-second spawn timer? Like, think about how much downtime it is. And that doesn't include walkback. You have plenty of time to get those kills. And that's how you build more ult charge, because you slowly grind that one person out of position. That Bastion that you just ignored falls over. Now they're stuck at the doorway. Now you're still on second point with 45 seconds left because they have to... You see what I'm saying? How we can snowball from there? I mean, I don't even need to tell you that there's a Roadhog on their team. I mean, you know that. I've been there before. I've been hooked there. It happens less. You want to know why? Because I've had that happen to me before. Just learn from that hook. The Spectate will help anybody remember that there. If there's a hog, they're going to look for those hooks. Rialto also, maps like that. But that's still a Mava because the hog. I'm telling you, this is exactly what happened. They saw a hog. They know that, oh boy. Remember, it's a hog. They might have ultimate there too. Again, I want you to think about the overall team battle here. You're getting two tunnel vision. The team. Work as a team. Win as a team. You're not just there to just go at the Roadhog over and over again. Good ultimate can be here. Keep in mind, your ultimate loses value against the Bastion if the Bastion does this right. Because one of the ways they nerfed the ultimate over the time was the HP on the Mauga ultimate. Believe it or not, it's actually not easy, but not hard to break through the Mauga ultimate. People just forget to shoot it. Great. Okay, you got Bob. There you go. Now you have no cooldown, so we'll see what happens. Thankfully, your teammates did get some picks right there, so that's good. Good Bastion ultimate. Now you lose map control. Hog's alive. Remember, you cooldown spam prior to that. Something I give advice on. Stop cooldown spam and use it for the right thing. Again, I mean, maybe you had to use your cardiac overdrive there, but you could have also just backed up to the choke and then hit, right? You said you wish you saved something here? Oh, I mean, I will agree that, like, Sigma would have been really good. I would have loved playing Sigma in this spot because they have to get to the choke. But I think this will be realized right when you watch it. Like, you just can't, like, think about the whole team, not just that one-on-one tank. Now you make the D.Va swap, which even here, I still would recommend Sigma. I get you're going D.Va, but, like, honestly, I still think Sigma's going to be a really good option on Havana. So it's starting to make sense as to where the map kind of shifted a little bit, and, like, where you started to see a little bit of, you know, of it hecking up there. I'm surprised you went with Mauga again after that previous half, because it feels like you're just trying to counter Hog and that's it. And you mentioned, like, Counterswap right from the get-go. I think this has been kind of I think you're, like, almost just, like, overthinking the swap here, when I think Sigma would have been fine to begin with. So we'll see what happens. Maybe you end up having a good defense here on Mauga and it makes sense, but we'll see. And I get you're a little bit indecisive there too. You took like 200 damage you probably shouldn't have taken because you were just running in circles. I see you're trying to all in the Hog, which, I mean, the Zen's there, so that worked out. That's good. You know, isolated 1v1, got the kill. The Widow gets a pick. You're going to go on the cart. We'll see how this goes. I feel like this might be a bit ambitious, but I guess your team is in sight, so it's working. Yeah, if your team is in line of sight, this is fine. I just don't want to see you push past the cart. Don't go to the other side of the cart, because you will fall over if you do. Be in range of your... Yeah, okay. So yeah, just play back here. Your teammates have line of sight here. They're getting kills. If you're going to do that, play there because you need the cover. If you push back here, I want you to see like what your teammates can't, like look at your teammates. They can't really help with that if you go to that spot. Like you're just not in a good spot there. Definitely over ambitious there. And keep in mind, they're not even on Roadhog anymore. They're on Zarya now. So but you also say you're Zarya one trick. So like it's okay to practice hero pool, but you also mentioned you want to keep climbing and stuff. Listen, if I'm playing a hero and they go to a mirror comp and I feel confident in the hero I'm playing, don't be afraid to make that swap too. If you feel like you can go Zarya here. Don't go Zarya. Do not go Zarya. Nope, never mind. They have a Bastion. Do not go Zarya. do not go Zarya. Absolutely not. Hero selection-wise here, Sigma would be good. You could get away with D.Va here. Again, I want you to not look at the 1v1 matchup against the tank and think about the overall picture. Sigma or D.Va would be fine here. You're definitely making a swap. Hazard? I will admit I don't play a ton of Hazard in rank, so I maybe my knowledge on what would be good here against that comp, but I think you'll be okay. If you use your mobility here, you'll be fine. Just don't slam to the cart. If you do that, then that's not going to go well. Yes, good idea. Start there. Slowly approach it. You hear the turret. Nice. It's a good ult. I don't even think you played it that bad right there. I think that was just a good ult reaction. You helped get the kill on Sojourn. You went to the point. You isolated a Bastion. They just popped all their ults. At a certain point, you have to get your ultimates out anyway. So take that as like a, hey, it's gonna suck to lose a team fight, but at least we got some ults out. Why not go Zarya into Bastion? Oh, Zarya can just get through bubbles. I mean, Bastion gets through bubbles really quickly. So it's really hard, especially in the Zarya versus Zarya matchup, right? Where, imagine you're playing against a Zarya and you're also on Zarya, but they have a Bastion just shooting your shield. Yes, you get energy, but you have no bubbles. And if I'm playing Zarya, I'd rather have 70 energy and a bubble and a half than 90 energy and no bubbles, because I know I have survivability options. Good job by your team. Good aggression here. Well played there by your team. Just want to point that out. Ended up being an okay hold. I mean, you still have 4 minutes, right? Like this isn't the worst case scenario for your team. I think you're in a decent spot, right? Who's the sponsor today? It's an eye drops. So we're gonna be playing Overwatch. Like we're still in Overwatch the whole time. Yeah. It's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, Blink Boost. Yep. So against this comp, you could stay Sigma, but you need to zone them with distance. I would probably still be on Sigma here, but you can't face tank that comp, okay? Sorry. I want to point out, you can stay on Sigma there, you just can't face tank. And a lot of the time, Sigma is not about face tanking. Like, you don't want to be in front of them. Sigma's strength is that middle area where, like, they can't really get to you. You can spam a bunch of damage. Yes, you'll lose cooldowns, but you can play walls, and you can play around walls. So your damage is the space creation. Yes, you want to take space, but you do not want to be in front of that team. If you stand in front of that team, you will fall over. I'm a little bit concerned with your Zarya swap here because I do think the Bastion against you is just going to be a rough matchup. Like, once you run out of bubbles, like you won't be able to compete with the other Zarya at that point. But you also say you play a lot of Zarya, so maybe you're just really confident on this hero here and you can find a way. But I am concerned about that one. And they have the Sojourn too. They're going to have so much follow-up on you. So, but good right click. I mean, again, could be a comfort pick that works. I don't mind that. Grab by their Zarya. You're pretty much stuck here. I like how you thought you were going to fall over there. Instead, your teammates kept you alive, and you actually might have missed out on some damage. That was an interesting sequence, because like I think you thought they were going to get you multiple times, but then you didn't. Great job by your team. I mean, your supports, holy crap. Really good job by your supports right there. I can't believe you survived that. My take, I don't think you even need to be on card here. I think you need to get a really good grab and don't give them any space. Here would be a good grab. If they get here, I'm concerned about the space you give up. I don't know, like right here. Hard to disengage from that. Because if you lose any map control, that's that. I'm fine with that. Honestly, chat, I'm fine with that. I think that's fine because you're just getting a free kill. You're trading an ult for an ult, and you could argue Soldier Ultimate's really strong. Plus, you don't have to worry about their own grab because they use it on you in spawn. The only concern you have to worry about now is the nano, and that might be where it was like maybe you do grab the right side if they nano him and win this, but we'll see. But I'm okay with that. I can't believe how long you're staying up there. I felt like that was just you pushed too far past. You're not thinking about where your teammates are going to be. At that point, you're just thinking about, okay, who am I going to get next? A lot of tanking is recognizing sometimes like you don't need to go get that kill. You just need to stay alive, get your cooldowns up, maintain your teammates in that timing, and then go in. Save a bubble here for your Reaper. Your Reaper has ult. This would be a good bubble usage. A little bit early in the bubble, but you had to. Like, it's not really your fault. It's more the Reaper engaging at that point. So that bubble time by you was kind of on. This is actually kind of a good scenario for your team. They had a lot of ultimates. They used a couple, so you could maybe bring this back. Switch to Wrecking Ball or Diva here to get the point. I know you're close to grab, but you need to touch the point. It wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter. So, yeah, listen, I think a lot of what you're doing now is I think you're just kind of overthinking some of the swaps, and you're kind of making it harder on yourself with some of these changes. Like, I think you need to stop looking at, like, oh, their tank is this, I must go this, because I feel like their team felt like they just ran whatever they wanted, and they played to strengths. You felt like... For me, it felt like you were like, oh, okay, they're on Roadhog, I must go Mauga, because Mauga's good against Roadhog. But, like, you're not thinking about their Bastion. You're not thinking about their Ana. You're not thinking about the DPS doing damage to you. You're not thinking about how that pressures your backline. I think you would have been fine on Sigma. And I think sometimes, like, stop face tanking as Sigma. Sigma, again, your damage is how you zone them. You push up as they lose numbers, and you play safe around corners. You'll have a good time on Sigma. You're just kind of running around in circles and trying to do all this stuff. You're not playing bad, but you need to clean up that area. And I hopefully this video kind of helps show you where you need to clean that up, because you mentioned you want to know some of the little things you're not quite seeing, and I think we point out a lot of that. So you can do this. You got this. Absolutely got this. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to YouTube, all that. If you want to submit your own Spectating, my Discord's where to do it. Outside of that, you want to watch more of these videos, you'll see a little square pop up in the bottom. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day / night.